You wake to the dull glow of a phone screen and a headline that refuses to scroll away. Chris Brown arrested in Manchester. No blurry mugshot yet, just whispers of a luxury suite raid at 2 a.m. and a bottle-swinging nightmare dredged from London's club scene 2 years ago. You pause, because if the past 16 years have taught pop culture anything, it's that Brown's troubles are never one-night stories. They linger, mutate, and ultimately test how many redemption arcs the industry can bankroll. But what did officers uncover behind that polished hotel door? And why might this be the scandal that finally sticks? Let's rewind city by city, beat by beat. It starts in silence, always silence, because the Metropolitan Police travel light when they hunt a fugitive in designer loungewear. Their unmarked sedan rolls north on the M6, blue lights dark to avoid tipping paparazzi. Manchester sleeps under drizzle. The Lowry Hotel, five-star pride of Salford Keys, hums with the faint HVAC hush of money. Security camera timestamps flick from 2 a.m. to 2 a.m. as four plainclothes detectives step out of the lift and glide toward Suite 1701, Brown's favorite Riverview corner with floor-to-ceiling windows, and a Steinway Baby Grand. The warrant they carry cites Section 20 of the Offenses Against the Person Act, inflicting grievous bodily harm with intent. Potential sentence: up to 5 years if a jury agrees Brown's tequila bottle was a weapon. The knock is a formality. The battering bar that follows is insurance. Inside, a stylist screams, a bodyguard lunges, and Chris Maurice Brown, age 36, is cuffed before he can slip on the Virgil Abloh X Vuitton slides laid out beside the bed. The arresting officer offers a curt reminder of rights. Brown's reply, audible on hallway audio, mixes disbelief and a single, half-muttered, "Man, not again." The intel that led them here traveled faster than commercial airfare. A baggage handler at Manchester Airport recognized Brown's 1111 tour trunks and tipped the Met's Central West BCU, which had quietly reopened a dormant case file stamped Tape Nightclub, 19 February 2023. The unit booked 2 vehicles north, gambling that Brown wouldn't flee before dawn. Risky, but the payoff is now in custody and refusing coffee. Yet the warrant didn't spring from thin air. It fermented for 26 months in a Hanover Square VIP booth where glass met skull. Rewind to February 19th, 2023. London Fashion Week spills an after-party into Tape, a subterranean club where stairwells pulse ultraviolet and tables run 10,000 pounds per bottle parade. The crowd? Athletes draped in Balenciaga, influencers thirst-trapping per syllable, and a freshly platinum Chris Brown unwinding after an O2 Arena sellout. At 2:25 a.m., CCTV captures producer Abe Diao, Senegal-born, Brixton-raised, mid-30s, credits on Afro swing hits. Enter Brown's booth with 2 mutual friends. Witnesses later debate whether Diao criticized a rough mix or simply asked for a photo. They agree on the next sequence: Brown's hand closing around a thick-bottomed 1942 Don Julio bottle, an arc through LED haze, the shatter against Diao's scalp, glass slivers spray like cheap confetti. Diao slumps, eyes wide before lids roll back. Accounts diverge again. Some claim Brown froze, others that he kept swinging. What's indisputable: Brown's white Louis V sneakers stomp Diao's torso at least twice, captured on a fixed camera above the DJ booth. Security drags the singer away, while staff guide patrons out a side door to dodge phone cams. An ambulance whisks Diao to St. Mary's. Triage notes 2 deep scalp lacerations, a torn anterior cruciate ligament from twisting under kicks, and early signs of concussion. Police interview key witnesses on site, but file notes hint celebrity reluctance and inconsistent statements. By sunrise, Brown's tour bus is already barreling toward Birmingham. Social feeds full of backstage hugs, none the wiser. Tape's owner privately offers to settle medical bills, but Diao, laid up and staring at a ceiling he can't recall, decides silence buys him nothing. He hires solicitor Louise Akintola, a litigator unafraid of blue-check blowback. Tabloids sniff, but the story dies, until a civil claim detonates 17 months later and the club's hard drives hit evidence lockers instead of wipe cycles. That lawsuit would do more than seek money. It would resurrect every punch, kick, and settlement Brown ever signed. October 2023, High Court filing BQ 231187 lists damages at £12 million, $16 million. The complaint reads like a Surgeon General's warning crossed with a thriller script. Cranial contusions, ligament rupture, permanent tinnitus, night terrors involving glass impact. Diao claims lost studio contracts worth £2 million and brands the attack deliberate, sustained, and sadistic. Brown's camp releases the classic boilerplate of denial, calling allegations false and defamatory. They move to dismiss, but the tactic only accelerates discovery. Newspaper legal desks feast on leaked affidavits, a bartender's sworn statement about blood on VIP sofas, a WhatsApp voice note of a promoter begging staff, "Don't mention the bottle," and most damning, time-stamped CCTV stills showing Brown's raised foot mid-stomp. Settlement talks surface and stall when Diao demands public apology plus full damages. Brown counters with a non-disclosure offer rumored at £750,000. Diao refuses. Away from courtrooms, his life rewrites itself. Physical therapy thrice weekly, studio fatigue, depression spikes. Streaming numbers on his biggest hit, Mango Season flatline. Collaborators drop when they learn sessions may require extra insurance. He says in an interview, "It feels like my career took the bottle too." Sympathy tweets flutter, but Brown's fan army swarms comment threads with snake emojis and claims of extortion. The civil suit alone wouldn't threaten Brown's tour empire, but it gifts detectives something they lacked: unimpeachable evidence and cooperative witnesses. Armed with depositions, the Met quietly reignites the criminal probe, requesting Crown Prosecution Service counsel on Section 20 viability. CPS hesitates until a key witness flipped by Diao's legal team confirms Brown's exact tequila swing with photo-verified timestamp. Warrant granted. Meanwhile, history looms over every docket page, whispering, "He's done this dance before." 2009, a leaked LAPD photo of Rihanna's bruised face spawns global outcry. Brown pleads guilty, serves community labor, attends domestic violence counseling, and later calls the night the biggest regret of my life. Sales of Forever spike 34% the week after sentencing. 2012, Brown and Drake's entourages turn New York's VIP lounge into a glass-throwing war zone, injuring 8. Brown pays a nightclub settlement, no charges stick. 2013, a parking lot scuffle with Frank Ocean over a studio spot ends with Brown nursing a swollen hand and Ocean filing, but later dropping, a civil complaint. 2014, probation violation for an unrelated DC assault lands Brown in LA County Jail for 108 days. Diagnosed with bipolar disorder and PTSD, he announces a new leaf. 2016 to 2022, rotating allegations, gun possession at a pre-Grammy party, sexual assault claims in Paris, dismissed, a restraining order from ex-Karrueche Tran, fights with Quavo's crew in Las Vegas, and each time, streaming metrics wobble, then rebound. January 2025. After a documentary revisits old accusations, Brown sues Warner Brothers for $500 million, arguing defamation and loss of sponsorship deals. Pattern noted, an incident, a backlash, a tearful apology or defiant track drop, then business as usual. Industry insiders coin the term breezy bounce, the reliable uptick in plays whenever headlines turn toxic. Yet even cynics admit the tape case feels heavier. Verified video, a criminal charge, and a victim determined to see it through. And hovering over it all is a tour brand worth tens of millions, now dangling by a bureaucratic thread. Picture the spreadsheet: 6 UK shows, 12 mainland EU arenas, 5 US stadium pickups. Average ticket £110,000. VIP meet and greet packages at £600. Merch tees £45 a piece. Hoodies £90. Promoters project gross revenue north of £40 million, with Brown's personal cut, after agents, managers, crew salaries, around £12 million. But a hidden cost dwarfs even pyrotechnics: insurance. Lloyd's underwriters require a moral turpitude clause. If Brown faces a felony conviction anywhere mid-tour, they can void coverage, leaving venues liable. Today, those underwriters hold emergency calls deciding whether an untried charge equals material change. O2 Arena's GM confirms contingency chats about replacing Brown with a DJ night if a judge denies bail. Ticketmaster's call center logs spike with refund requests. Tour visas complicate further. The UK Home Office once banned Brown in 2010 over character and conduct. Though the bar was lifted in 2017, a fresh GBH charge could trigger a new refusal, especially if prosecutors argue public safety risk. Meanwhile, EU Schengen rules allow member states to deny entry to individuals under criminal investigation for violent offenses. Promoters, eyeing 200 trucks of stage gear, quietly draft Plan B routings. Support Axe Fret, too. Summer Walker's team worries that negative press clouds her album launch week. Bryson Tiller's label wants reassurances that paychecks won't vanish if dates implode. In group chat screenshots leaked to music blogs, a road manager jokes, "We might be touring the inside of a courtroom instead." Yet logistics anxiety pales next to the legal maze Brown now faces, a maze with stricter walls than any PR crisis can breach. Section 20. GBH carries a ceiling of 5 years, but sentencing hinges on intent, prior record, and harm severity. The Sentencing Council's guideline assigns bottle attacks that leave permanent injury a starting point of 4 years, range 2 to 4.5, plus upward adjustment for deliberate repeated blows. Brown's attorneys seek bail, promising full cooperation, flight risk mitigation via passport surrender, and daily police check-ins. Prosecutors counter that a multimillionaire with a charter jet and tour obligations is a textbook flight risk. They cite past incidents where Brown allegedly coerced or paid witnesses, though never proven in court, to cast doubt on his respect for process. If bail is granted, conditions will be draconian: curfew, electronic tag, maybe relinquishing the private jet itself. If denied, Brown sits in HMP Strangeways until a magistrate escalates the case to Crown Court, usually within 28 days. Extradition isn't required. Crime and arrest are both UK soil, but a conviction could trigger parole violations back in California, opening a jurisdictional tug-of-war the size of the Atlantic. Legal analysts note a worrying wrinkle. British law allows previous convictions, even US ones, to be introduced at sentencing for pattern evidence. Rihanna's case could haunt the courtroom, even if jurors never hear the name. And while judges pore over precedent, the court of public opinion renders verdicts every 30 seconds on a brand new social platform battlefield. By sunrise after the arrest, TikTok's For You page is a carousel of split-screen dramas. Left side, Rihanna's 2009 photo. Right side, the tape CCTV stills. The hashtag Breezy Behind Bars rockets passed 20 million views before breakfast. Die-hard supporters attempt hashtag Free Breezy, but trend velocity tilts lopsidedly toward condemnation. Spotify's editorial team stealth drops Brown from the R&B flagship playlist. Apple Music follows by mid-afternoon. Radio programmers debate soft bans, some citing advertiser nervousness, others claiming listener fatigue. A Canadian retailer pulls breezy hoodies from its e-store, citing values alignment. Meanwhile, conspiracy threads mushroom. One claims Daya was planted by labels that lost bidding wars. Another whispers that Brown turned down a secret UN concert and is now being silenced.